Hey, what's going on? Want to walk you through what I've put together as a paleo, keto, multi-day fasting, restaurant, and travel pack. So this is if you're kind of following any of those protocols, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you're trying to be paleo, you're trying to be keto, you like to go out to restaurants but know that they put a bunch of crap in your food, so you want to optimize it when you go out, or you do a lot of traveling and you want to make sure you stay healthy. I put together a small kit that contains a ton of good stuff for that. So I'll walk you through it right now. And I got some notes because there's a lot in here. But this is what it looks like. It's pretty small, right? It's not about the size of a hand, something like that. About a half of a hand deep. But it's good. It has just about everything you could need. I've used it a couple different times when I'm traveling or just going to work, doing multi-day fasts. It's helpful. So I'll walk you through it right now. What we got inside. There's a bunch of different liquids, powders, and potions, but I'll walk you through them. So first off, this is what it looks like on the inside. We got stuff on this side and over here, right? So let's go through some of the stuff. Let's see, it's a good one. Ah, yes. Okay, we'll start with the, right here. This is some medium chain triglyceride powder. So it's just a white powder. So commonly referred to as MCTs. They're a derivative of coconut oil, and it's in a powdered form. So basically what they do is they take coconut oil, spin it in a centrifuge, and it separates out all of the different lengths of fatty acids. So there's the short chain, the medium chain, the long chain. The reason why the medium chain triglycerides get a lot of attention is because those are the ones that can be very readily used for energy, even in the presence of glucose. So if you're having a high carbohydrate diet, if you're taking MCTs, you can still use them, which is a form of basically a fat. You can use that and you'll be able to turn it into energy, as opposed to other types of fats where if they're in the presence of carbohydrates, those get shuffled into fat cells and the carbs have to get burned up for energy before you can utilize fat. So MCTs can be a good one. You can put this in your coffee in the morning or something like that, give you a good, stable, healthy set of fat to get you up, get you going if you want to go past breakfast. So this can be good for fasting, just for waking up in the morning, anything like that. The next one I got in here is some branched chain amino acids. So this, again, these are all just look like creepy white powders, but I got them labeled on the bottom. So this one is branched chain amino acids. It's good for when you're fasting or going ketogenic or something like that to help prevent the breakdown of muscle tissue. So take some of that in water. It's good to go. We also have some creatine. So creatine gets a lot of negative hype for like bodybuilders and things like that, but there's actually a decent amount of research that shows that creatine can be beneficial in small doses. I mean, a lot of people who are working out are taking a ton of it. You don't need a lot of it. You take maybe 5 to 10 grams of this every day, and it's been linked to staving off or preventing neurodegenerative diseases, so like Alzheimer's, dementia, Parkinson's, things like that. And especially if you have a history of any of that stuff in your family, creatine's pretty cheap, readily available, and kind of easy health insurance right there. The last of the 4 creepy powders is beta hydroxybutyrate. So this is a ketone supplement, and this is good if you're in ketosis. You can or if you're trying to get into ketosis, this can help elevate your blood ketone levels. It's also good if you're fasting to give you a little bit of energy throughout the day as your body's kind of shifting over to burning more fat, and helps with the crash energy. So I'll take some of this in the morning. It actually tastes pretty good. This is Keto Canna, and it's I think it's like strawberry lemonade flavor. It's pretty good. Put some of this in your water. It's tasty. You can sip it throughout the morning, have some good energy, and help kick you into keto. Also just good for really waking up in the morning, coffee replacement, things like that. I like it. Then we got some vitamin D3 and K2. And so this is a unique one that I really like because the ratios are solid. So one of the ratios you want for vitamin D, as recommended by like the American Vitamin D Council or something like that, they recommend 1,000 IUs of vitamin D for every 25 pounds of body weight. So if you are, let's see, I'm 150 pounds or so, so I take like 4 to 6 drops of this. Each drop is just over 1,000 IUs of vitamin D, so that's good. And then the vitamin K2 is in the MK7 form. So there are a couple forms of K2, this is the form that is least present in your diet, and it's an important one. And so this comes in a good, you get both of those. It's the good form of K2, and it also comes in the right ratios, and there's no other crap in this. It's just olive oil and peppermint oil, so it also tastes pretty good too. So we got that. We'll set that off to the side. Over here, you can see I've been using this. So this is a little glass vial of brain octane oil. So before we were talking about the medium chain triglycerides. So this is it's an even further subsect of medium chain triglycerides. So you have the short chain, the medium chain, and the long chain. In the medium chain, there's the C8, the C10, and the C12, and C stands for carbon. So that's the length of the carbon of each of those subsects. So this one is the C8. This is from the Bulletproof Exec, the brain octane oil. And this is good if you're going out to a restaurant. You can kind of get a lemon, pour this on salad dressing, pour it on chicken or meat or anything like that. You can also pour it in your coffee. Gives you some of those fats, similar benefits to the medium chain triglyceride oil, but this specific one is especially good for your brain and cognition and things like that. So that's another one that I keep in here. Then we also got some Himalayan sea salt. So some of the benefits of this are pink salt has something like 68 different trace minerals in it. So very good, especially if you're switching to a new diet, especially a lower carbohydrate diet. What tends to happen is you lose a lot of water weight, and along with that water, you flush out a lot of the salts, and that can throw off your electrolyte balance and things like that. So this is great for that. You can, and also if you're traveling a lot, if you're stressed out, you're having adrenal issues or adrenal fatigue, you put, half a teaspoon of this in your water in the morning, and your adrenal glands don't have to work so hard to get those electrolytes into your system. Also, when you're fasting, you're going to be losing a lot of water. With that, you can lose some of the electrolytes, so this helps you maintain some of the water in your body so you don't get dehydrated as you're fasting. Some of the other things we got in here, just on this side, is I just got this at a trade show, so I figured I'd throw it in here. It's Alpha Brain by Onnit, so we got some of that in here, and have some, let's pull out, got some mushroom coffee. So if you're traveling, this is basically a mix of lion's mane and chaga mushrooms with some ground coffee. It mixes into water. If you don't have good coffee available, you can jump on that. It makes me feel pretty good. So got a couple of those, and then also some magnesium. So this is Natural Calm, little travel packs of magnesium citrate. Magnesium is good. It's one of the counter kind of nutrients to calcium. So it helps calm down your cells and relaxing. So it's good for sleep, especially when you're fasting. Sleep can be troublesome. So having some magnesium, like 400 milligrams, I think that's 400 milligrams can be a good dose for that. And magnesium is water soluble, so you don't necessarily need to be mixing it with fats versus things like K2 and D3. Those are fat soluble, so you'll want to be consuming these along with foods, whereas magnesium or vitamin C, which I have over here, those are water soluble. So you can take them throughout the day, don't necessarily need to be pairing them with meals. So in here, I have a couple, some pills of vitamin C. Each one is 1,000 milligrams, so 1 gram of vitamin C. Oh, and another thing this pack is good for is drinking that I didn't mention. So vitamin C, if you're going out and drinking, you have some vitamin C. Vitamin C upregulates glutathione, which is the master antioxidant in your body, and that helps get rid of a lot of the toxins and things like that, and the downsides that come with drinking, causing hangovers, all that good stuff. So got some vitamin C, also just if you're traveling for immune boost or things like that. Over here, have some, again, these look very similar, that's why they're all labeled. This is some hydrochloric acid tablets, so if you're having a ton of fats in your diet, or just for digestive reasons, you take some of these with a meal or right before a meal, and that can help it go down, help you digest it better. If you're traveling, digestion can get thrown off, especially if you're stressed out, so that's a good one to keep. Over here, we have some activated coconut charcoal. So these are the black ones right here. This is something that we used to administer. I was trained as an EMT, so you would give it in a lot higher dose, but for people who were poison victims, like someone who drinks bleach or something like that. You would give them a like slurry of activated charcoal. They drink it. It binds to the toxins. It would usually induce vomiting to help get rid of that. But in smaller doses, you can take this if you go to a restaurant, you think the food was a little suspect, you're worried about any toxins or exposures that way, or if you're drinking, you can take some activated charcoal along with that, and that's going to help reduce some of the side effects, also known as a hangover. So we got those. And lastly, we got some kind of emergency fat fudge right here. So fat fudge is, let's see, the ingredients are tahini, grass-fed butter, honey, cacao, turmeric, maca, ground coffee, cinnamon, ground vanilla, sea salt, and cayenne. So you can see it's paleo, keto, gluten-free, and I guess they got a unicorn on there as well. So it only has 2.5 grams of sugar. I'm guessing the majority of that is coming from honey, but this is a good, not necessarily keto, though it says on the package, but definitely paleo. Having this, you need a little energy burst while you're moving around traveling. Fat fudge is the way to go, and it also tastes pretty good. So that's what we got going on in here, and then we can pack it up. You can see how it all goes back together. Gonna zip that baby. Put these right here. Put this one right here, and then got the vitamin D. Plug that in here. Got the sea salt. That goes right here. The brain octane oil, and then we got our creatine, our beta hydroxybutyrate, those go up top, and then the branched chain amino acids and MCT powder, those are going to go down here, and then that's it. You got one side, you got the other side. Ooh. Close it up, zip it, and we got it. Okay, it was a long video, a lot of stuff, but look. You take this, it's pretty small, fits easily in a backpack, something like that. I carry this with me every day in the bag that I take to work, when I travel, anything like that. It's super easy to bring around with you, and again, you can use this if you're paleo and just want to make it so you have some things with you as you're moving around. If you're trying to go keto or you are keto and you want to have some ketones, some salts, some other like healthy fat sources with you, because sometimes those can be tough to get when you're going out. If you're going to restaurants, if you're traveling, or if you're going out drinking. Like you have something like this. If you're drinking, you're not gonna bring this with you to the bar. I probably would, but I'm a weirdo. But you could just take out like the vitamin C, maybe some of the fats, and some of the activated charcoal. You take those, say you take the brain octane oil, throw a shot back, help stabilize your blood sugar as you're going out. You got those high fats. That way, when you're having like sugary drinks, you're not getting that much fluctuation in your blood sugar, which can cause a hangover. Taking the vitamin C upregulates your body's ability to deal with any of the toxic load that comes with the drinking. Then you have the activated charcoal to help flush out any of the junk. So you should put one of these together because they're awesome.